Plenty of heat to go around as we go through the afternoon, with temperatures climbing well into the 90s in many locations, and portions of central and western KELOLAND, low triple digits also not out of the question. Mainly dry by day, but overnight we can see a couple of showers and thunderstorms develop out west and then migrate to the south and east overnight and then toward daybreak on Tuesday. Also not a very comfortable night, lows in the 60s and low 70s. We'll talk about the rest of your 7-day forecast coming up, but until then, midday in KELOLAND starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, midday in KELOLAND.
This morning, a judge gave his sentence to the man who murdered 3 people in Scotland. Plus,
the Department of Justice could be closer to taking legal action against Texas over the state's new controversial barrier to keep migrants from entering the U.S. at the southern border. I'm Natalie Brand with today's looming deadline.
good afternoon and thanks for having us in. The man who murdered 3 people in the town of Scotland, South Dakota, will spend the rest of his life behind bars. This morning, a judge sentenced Francis Lang to 3 life sentences without parole. In November of 2021, he went into a home and shot everyone inside. 3 people died and 2 survived, including a child. Lang pleaded guilty but mentally ill. New this midday, Sioux Falls firefighters responded to reports of a front porch on fire this morning. Fire crews arrived to a house on the 3800 block of North Galaxy Lane at 8 a.m. Reports say heavy smoke and flames could be seen coming from the front of the home and the garage. No injuries were reported. The fire is under investigation. A woman was found dead after an apparent bear encounter near Yellowstone National Park in Montana on Saturday. The Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife, and Parks said investigators have confirmed grizzly bear tracks at the scene and said the investigation was ongoing. The department said that in recent years, grizzly bear populations have expanded and people venturing into the outdoors should be bear aware. They also listed precautionary steps, including carrying bear spray, traveling in groups in daylight hours, avoiding carcass sites, and making noises to alert bears to their presence. Turning to weather, it's going to be a hot week for us. Let's check in with our friend Adam, who's got the details.
Yeah, definitely a hot week across the entirety of KELOLAND, but in the long-range outlook, we do get the fever to break. We have to get there, though, and until we do, well, we just have to prepare and plan accordingly. 88 right now, so we take a look at Pierre. That's a look to the west. East wind at 11 miles per hour. Overall, still not a bad start to the afternoon out in Hughes County or up in Mobridge, for that matter, matching what we're seeing in Pierre at 88. The only difference, not much of a breeze out there. It's an easterly wind at 7 miles per hour. Also coming in at 88, that's Rapid City, 86 in Spearfish, 92 for Phillip, 80 Chamberlain, one of the cool spots if you want to call 80 cool, 81 in Worthington, 82 Yankton, 84 Mitchell, 87 here at the airport in Sioux Falls, 85 for Aberdeen and Watertown. But there's the X factor. The dew point is going to be creeping up today. We're already seeing dew points in the mid-60s to low 70s, basically between the James and Missouri rivers, bookending that are more tolerable dew points in the 50s and low to, at times, mid-60s. So we're going to have that 1-2 punch of heat and humidity today, especially in central KELOLAND. Beyond that, there just really isn't a whole lot of anything to go on. Some clouds to the east of Spearfish and Rapid City, moving through Wall along I-90, but that's really just about it. Even as we zoom out a little bit more, yes, there is a surface area of low pressure nearby, but you notice there is little to no moisture to work with. So the rest of your day, and I have to specify day, is looking like it's going to be pretty decent. Overnight into Tuesday, though, that's when things start to change. Until we get there, though, enjoy this afternoon if you can. Just stay hydrated. Highs today in the low to mid-90s in southeastern KELOLAND, a few upper 80s from Worthington to Spencer, with the northeastern portion of the region just about following suit. Some low to mid-90s, Aberdeen to Huron and Miller, either side of 90, Watertown to Canby, and then up toward the Prairie Coteau in Sisseton. Last but not least, out west and in central KELOLAND, for that matter, this is where we get the core of that heat. Mid-90s and low triple digits with plentiful amounts of sunshine to go around. We're going to see that century mark get reached and even exceeded on a couple of occasions this week. We'll talk about that and if we have any more opportunities for rain coming up in your 7-day forecast.
Here's air conditioning. Thank you, Adam. Local students are learning the ABCs of DNA during a special summer camp taking place this week in Sioux Falls. KELOLAND's Perry Groten has a preview of the story he's working on for KELOLAND News first at 4.
I'm here at the Sanford Research Center, where young summer campers are learning all about the science of DNA and genetics. I don't think this gentleman here, his name is Ted. I guess he's an honorary lab specialist. I don't think he has too much to say about the subject, but we're going to meet a young camper who says it's very important to learn all about his family background coming up tonight on KELOLAND News. In Sioux Falls, I'm Perry Groten.
There's no way I'm missing that story. Experts warn that rising temperatures nationwide could lead to an increase in the mosquito population. According to researchers, parts of the southern U.S. will have a suitable climate for malaria by 2050. Mosquitoes can also spread illnesses like Zika and West Nile, which is the leading cause of mosquito-borne disease in this country. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Grounder tells CBS Mornings the best ways to keep mosquitoes from biting.
Use things like insect repellent with DEET. Treat your clothing with permethrin. These are insecticides that can be helpful in these situations. And then do things like the health department does, which is to drain areas of standing water where mosquitoes can reproduce.
Several vaccines to fight malaria are being used overseas, but none are approved for use in the U.S. Dr. Gounder says there are mRNA vaccines in early trial stages. About 2,000 cases of malaria are diagnosed in the U.S. every year. Most aren't people who recently traveled to countries where the disease is common. Texas Governor Greg Abbott faces a deadline of today to respond to the Department of Justice letter over a floating barrier in the Rio Grande River built to deter migrants from entering the U.S. Natalie Brand has additional details from Washington.
The U.S. Department of Justice says it will sue Texas unless Texas Governor Greg Abbott commits to removing this barrier, around 1,000 feet of buoys placed in the Rio Grande River near Eagle Pass to block migrants from entering the country.
This is another added layer of defense to what we have in place already with the concertina wire, with shipping containers, boots on the ground, National Guard soldiers, our troopers.
The latest move in Governor Abbott's Operation Lone Star has drawn outrage from immigration advocates and Democratic lawmakers.
Those things are going to force people to drown. Children, disabled people, mothers, and others.
Governor Abbott has until this afternoon to respond to the DOJ, which calls the floating barriers unlawful and a risk to safety.
The governor has previously said Texas has the sovereign authority to defend its border.
I think you're seeing the governor do everything he possibly can to secure the border, but you have this states versus central government nonstop going back and forth.
The national scrutiny on Texas follows an internal complaint from July 3rd by a state trooper who detailed a series of concerns about the treatment of migrants, even claiming officials have received directions to push people back into the water and to withhold drinking water from migrants. DPS denies the allegation, saying migrants have not been mistreated. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.